lucky to have one friend. Situations in life coming, you gotta trust them. Found out many times in life you can't trust men. So I rolled solo, that process was an adjustment. Friends let you down, not around when you're needing them. Only here to take like a child, got you feeding them. Better off leaving them like salt, that's the seasoning. Killing black people, that sugar really depleting them. Knowledge over ignorance, rising above predicaments. Fighting for equality, speaking for all the innocents. These drugs they've been giving us, turning our people vigilant. Innocent dissidents, violence is coming imminent. Gotta fall a couple times to learn the lessons faster. Thinking will it matter if I skip a couple chapters? This life that I'm after got me climbing up the ladder. Won't be another rapper, bankrupt with the chapter. On another mission to get rich, it's big chips. Air past the crown on solid ground, the kid switch. On another level, these devils can't block the business. The kid get psycho with a rifle, get your wig split. Change the game passively in the back, so happily. Jersey. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Community Soldier Podcast. Today we have a special guest, a wonderful couple that we know, we've met just recently here in the community. They're from the Prisoner to Painter podcast. Everybody, welcome. Thank you guys. Introduce yourselves to our wonderful audience here.
Hey, I'm Nathan McDermott. We started the Prisoner to Painter podcast back in February, man. Thank you for having us on. This is my wife, Katie McDermott. Yeah.
Nice. Well, tell us about you guys. Like, what made you guys want to start a podcast?
Man, so I really feel like this is perfect because you're going to get two different sides of the coin, because what she wanted to start it over was probably different than what I wanted to start it over. Mine was, dude, I mean, just to like not hold you hostage and kind of give you a quick, I guess, synopsis is, I was a pissed to bed drunk. I was a prisoner in my mind. I was a prisoner to the bottle. I was a prisoner to sin. I found God and found automotive painting, but AA does this thing like speaker meetings, and they do an hour. So it's pretty much 20 minutes of what it was like, 20 minutes of what happened, 20 minutes of what it's like now. I said, man, you do that to help drunks in AA. Now, like, how could I transform that into helping people in the community, helping people that don't have that affliction but have others? And that's where I drew my inspiration from.
And then I was pretty secluded, and I heard some other people's stories and became empowered telling mine. And if the story can save my life, then some other people's stories, and everybody has a story that can save other people's lives.
Amen. I love that. So tell me about you guys. Like, how did you guys meet, and how long have you guys been together?
Man, when we met May 8th, like 5 years ago. Honestly, just kind of met on a whim. We both planned a trip to Hottentown separately with friends, and we met on the way. And probably about 3 months later, we got married. Honestly,
I don't even think it was 3. We got married July 2nd.
Yeah,
and it was like start of COVID.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And been married 5 years, man. If there's one thing I can say in a relationship, they say forgiveness is key. Man, I've been forgiven probably 1,000 times when I was still a drunk. So she stuck it out, man, and I couldn't ask for anybody better.
I know that's right, man. I love the premise of you guys' show. Your name is actually what drew me to you. People know that I work a lot in the criminal justice space. And when I saw your name, it was very interesting to me. One of the very first interviews I saw you did was with a guy I know, Chad. And it just stuck out to me, Prisoner to Painter. So tell me about that. Like, how did that come about for you? And what's the deal with the Prisoner to Painter thing?
So he started out painting cars and wanted to make like a TikTok. So I made his logo, and he never really like used it. He had some shirts. He did do some videos on TikTok. But then that just wasn't what he wanted to do with it. And then one day he was like, We should start a podcast.
And then we had the logo and we had everything drawn up. So prisoner to painter honestly just came from a name that was easy, and we already kind of had like it branded or the start of a brand, and it's catchy.
Yeah.
But now that I'm not a painter anymore, we're trying to transform it into like what's your P2P? Like, not prisoner to painter, but it like from this to this. So we're trying to figure out a way to incorporate that. So it's more understandable.
I guess it's more of an homage to his beginnings. Like, he went from being a prisoner to his mind in the bottle, and then him getting sober to keep painting because it was affecting his quality. And now that he doesn't paint anymore, it's just like in memoriam.
Yeah, something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I see it as a full circle redemption. And I identified it with it because I literally went to prison. I was literally in prison, and I've been a prisoner of the mind. So I understand it both ways. And then the two, which signifies that we don't remain as our past, right? We're not defined by the worst choices of our lives, and that we can be defined in another way. So I love how you immediately come with how you're defined, and even though that you're not a literal painter anymore per se, you're still painting pictures with your podcast, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you say you went from prisoner to of this addiction. How did let me see. How did finding your wife and getting in a relationship like you have, how did that help you during your transformation?
Man, dude, this is. Thank you for asking that. Like, I've never really got to answer this question. Me and her were fire and fire when we first met. Actually, she was terrible for my addiction as I was hers. But as she got healthy, going to counseling, getting over a bad ex relationship, which I'm sure she'll touch on that about her prisoner to painter. But we were terrible, honestly, for each. I mean, we loved each other like no. There's nobody else in this world for me. But we were not good for each other. And I drank more, she drank more. I did more cocaine, she did more cocaine. Like it was just terrible. And then she started getting healthy, going to counseling, getting over this past whatever, and I just kept doing what I was doing, and I kept. Peeing the bed, and I kept doing terrible, and I kept becoming a blackout drunk, and she didn't give up on me even when she got healthy. So dude, I woke up one day and I said I'm done, and that was 2 years ago. Actually, in 3 days,
3 days.
that was 2 years ago. Yep.
Wow, that's
So the
amazing.
past 2 years of our marriage have been, man. We bought a house. We have reconciled any wrong, any wrongdoings amongst each other. Like we have, it's been awesome, a blessing.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
We got to figure out that. We got to figure that out. I like that.
Yes. Listen, we're gonna talk, and we're gonna help with that stuff
Yes,
too.
sir.
But I love you guys' relationship, man. I love looking at you guys' pictures that you post on Facebook, and you guys coordinate your outfits, and you guys look nice when you go out to places.
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
So a wonderful thing to see. Such a vibrant, happy couple. And I know that how that feels to have someone that's gotten their life together and they're rooting for you, and even though that you're not at the place of change that they are in the phases of change, right? She still stuck by you because at the end of the day she saw something in you, and then she knew that you had this potential, right? That's a wonderful thing when a man finds that, man. I try to tell people that it's really a big factor into the change. That's why I wanted to highlight you guys, man, because you guys are such a clear and present example of what people can do when they have each other, and when you have supportive people that are supportive in the process of change, what you can do and what you can accomplish. So that's one thing that I really love about you guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Kate, tell us about your journey from prisoner to painter.
So I was also a prisoner of my mind as well as a prisoner to the toxic. So my mind wasn't quiet unless my environment was chaotic. So I was in a very bad relationship for a very long time. There was some on and offs. I ended up going back before I met Nathan. Um, and then it was just worse than it ever was. I won't get into the nitty gritty because it's a lot. But I ended up not leaving my house for almost 5 years. That was from like 2018 until just a couple years ago. And Nathan would try to get me out of the house. We worked a plan. Like drinking and partying was a easy way to get me out of the house because I wasn't coping. So it was just a slow, long process to not be afraid of everything and to trust my partner to keep me safe and then trust like a therapist to go do that. And yeah, and then when my mind started getting a little more calmed down, I just, stuck behind my husband because I went through it and he was there and he understood. So what type of person would I be if I left him at his worst?
Hey,
Yes.
but another thing I really like about her story that I don't think she said, I can't say the organization, but as she was getting better, she started getting
Services.
services through this organization. Now she is the co-director of compliance for that organization. I mean, if that's a 180, man, like wow.
Yes. Big ups, definitely. And you know what? In this space, I always see it and I always find it. The people that have been through things in life, they have a different insight into the problem and how it is to fix the problem. So we're like the perfect people to put in these executive roles because we understand the community, we understand the nature of the problems, the traumas, the anxiety, and things like that. Like I can already identify with a lot of the anxieties and the fears that you probably had with going outside. Because me, I was a prisoner and locked up for a long time.
Yeah.
And when you're locked up, a lot of things are beyond your control. You get told when you can eat, when you can go to the bathroom, what you can wear, what you can do. So when you get free, you have all of this freedom, and all of a sudden there comes all of this extra anxiety because now you don't want to go back, and now it becomes like the disability because or disabilitating, I should say, because now I don't want to go anywhere because I'm scared. I could just be at a party somewhere and somebody makes me mad and I get into
Yeah.
a fight and I black out and now I'm back in prison. Or I go out to drink and I have too much to drink and I accidentally hit someone and get into an accident. All of these things and fears that you have, different anxieties. So I can identify with that, right? And people in these spaces, when they have leadership that has been through it, it really helps the community better. So let me ask, when you guys started the podcast, was it something that you guys just wanted to do together as a project for you guys as a couple to do?
Yes, but we also have learned about like burnout and managing burnout. So, a relationship's never 50-50. There's
Never.
days where it's 80-20 my part, there's days where it's 80-20 his part.
Yeah.
So, it's like we do this in our spare time and we don't have a lot of spare time.
Yeah.
So,
But the basis of making this was not a project or a hobby. This is like I really believe this could impact and help people. So eventually we want this to be the thing. Like the reason we're so bipartisan is because news channels are not. So you watch one news channel to get one information, and I'm not even trying to get political, but that's why we interview the people we do is to because the news should be one sided. It is the news,
the truth.
and that's what we're trying to do. So the goal is to like. I mean, she would probably never quit what she's doing, but I would quit what I'm doing and pursue journalism. So the goal is for this not to just be a hobby, but right now it is an expensive hobby for right now.
Yes. No, I could tell that you take this very serious. Ever since that I started seeing you guys out there, not only did I start seeing your podcast, but I started seeing you in the community everywhere. Like you're popping up everywhere,
Yep.
and I like that. And we do need that nonpartisan story. We do need that nonpartisan news. We do need people that aren't afraid to have all types of people coming up with all types of stories, because all of it is all of it matters, right? And everybody deserves to have a voice. So I love that. So what is one of the biggest goals that you have for your show? I know you said that you want to make it into something that is more full-time and more financially fulfilling, right? So in the next 5 years, where do you see your show going or becoming?
In the next 5 years, for me, and I'll let you answer. Of course, I would like a studio, couple sponsors, pretty much for it to generate money realistically. If that's for sponsorship or if that is just monetization through social media. Just pretty much really to at least break even. I know that's not a huge goal for 5 years, but I don't really know how the entertainment industry works.
Mm-hmm.
So at least break even to where, because we buy a gift card for every guest. So some weeks it's $100 a week. Other weeks it's,
Mm-hmm.
it's not as much, but at least for it to stand on its own, have our own studio for it,
Mm-hmm.
better equipment. But that's just in my opinion, that's just how you kind of move up anyways.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
So where I see us in 5 years is I'd like to be able to sponsor events and hold events with those sponsors that can give back to the community and maybe do like keynote speaking for people to widespread share their story.
Yes.
Like a resource fair, but like on a little higher of a level.
Mm-hmm.
So like as we started doing this podcast, preserving people's stories and all these ideas of what we had, but not even on purpose, we brought together all these people, and it's like we have a network that I believe we could seriously help somebody. You use it to be a part of the housing commission and still what you do. I always thought his name Hakeem with his newspaper. We have the owner of Matt Psycho out in Brooklyn that could teach like self-defense. I mean, we accidentally brought all these people together, so I guess use them or
Yes.
use their profession.
Exactly. And I think we can make that happen with Jackson Strength Network. I built the nonprofit so that we can do things like that, connect with people like you, and we can do those resource fairs, and we can work with Residents in Action and all of the other organizations out here like Partial to Girls, YPOP, and Save Our Youth. So I think we can make it happen, and I think it's going to be a wonderful thing to see. So one of the things that I'm trying to do with the podcast is show our local organizations why they need to sponsor podcasts and local podcasts.
Okay.
And with you being one of the type of people that I think that they should sponsor, tell them in your words why it's important for them to make those type of partnerships with you guys.
Well, I think it shows community inclusion, that it shows that you are that you support our message, and I believe that our message is something to support. And also the reason we did this thing is we did it to where we could get support from all types of community. We are not trying to reach one audience; we're trying to reach the whole audience, everybody.
Yep.
I also believe supporting us would it gets your name out there. It shows that you are also trying to help people. You're trying to inspire people to do better. And really, I guess it just doesn't hurt to have us talk about your business, really. It's not, we're not asking for much, and you could have your logo up, or just put it on my table or something. I don't necessarily know.
And honestly, Jackson is a whole community.
Yeah.
There are like sub communities, but I'd like to see one community show up for the other and vice versa.
Yes.
And like I know the South Side needs way more love than it gets, and it upsets me because that's like right here in home. I grew up here, and there's like it's like sections when it should be everybody as a whole.
Well,
Yes.
and it could, and I'm trying to bring people together that way in itself. Like Rick Lemasters, and I will name drop. He owns the Chase. He owns the Dirty Bird. He owns pretty much all of downtown.
Yes.
Me and him have become acquainted. We're on a first name basis. I invite him on the podcast. He's not interested, but we became civil. And now Mr. Pryor for Pryor's has been, I mean, we had one of our first dates. They're not there because you got to walk through the drive-through window, but we got our food from there and we went home and ate. And it's like, it's just, I feel like I hit two totally different communities when I know both of them on a first name basis. Why can't we all know each other like that instead of us being so separate? So I'm also trying to accomplish that, really. So,
Yes,
or
I
we
think
are,
we can do
we
that.
are.
Yes. You guys are doing a great job, man. I think that with more community support and more uh, people tuning in, I think we can make that happen. I think you guys will be a valuable resource to work with. I'm excited because I know we're going to be working together in the
Yeah.
future.
Yes, sir. Well, it's already cool being a part of something just second with you. You know, we invite you on, and your story is impactful, man. I mean, really, I would wear that on your sleeves. Like that story helps, and it's just cool. In the next month too, you invited us on your thing. I mean, this is really how it works. I believe your network is your net worth. So
Yes, man. When you guys invited me on your show and I came and did your podcast, I was just like, I was so happy, man. It felt so good to do you guys' show.
yeah,
And the way you guys structured it, it was amazing. I was like, man, this is nice. It's very professional. Everything you guys did, and when you gave me a gift card, that was just like totally shocking. I've never had anyone do that. Like, I was just like amazing.
yeah.
So I just became a fan of what you guys do, right? And I saw how much effort and time you guys put into it, and it really inspired me to really take it serious because I've been doing podcasts, man. I think, geez. My first podcast maybe would have been in 2017, 18, something like
Okay.
that, when I first started. And I started with just doing the radio podcast with no video, like
Mhm.
straight to Spotify and stuff like that. And that's how Community Soldier started.
Okay.
And I just let it go during the pandemic. You know how it was during the pandemic. It got kind of
Mm-hmm.
crazy there. And I got more involved in the community and I kind of let it go. And then I saw you guys, and I'm like, well, that's just such a great way to connect people and connect community members, and get people to understand like the resources that are out there. So I think with you guys building those partnerships with local organizations, I think the thing that you should offer them is to be able to spread their services, right?
Mhm.
Not just businesses, but also you can educate some of your viewers on
Mhm.
the resources that are available,
Yeah.
which would attract a lot of sponsorship opportunities
Mhm.
for you guys.
Okay.
I think that would be the next step for you guys.
Yes, sir.
And anything I can help with, I'll try to help. I'm still
Okay.
building myself. I don't have
Yeah.
many sponsors yet. I have two really good sponsors right now, that are helping me out, but
Mhm.
I'm still looking to build more. I'm not profitable yet by any means of the standards, like you said. We spend a lot of money on this equipment and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but
We know how that is.
Yeah, I know how that is too.
yes, yes, because I mean the computers and all of that stuff. But I think the more organizations start to see the value in this and they see that this is the way that people are digesting information, they're going to be more willing to work with us. So just keep building, keep doing what you guys are doing, man. We'll keep making those connections and using this cross marketing, man, because this is a beautiful thing. I think we can do this show where we both can stream it next time.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, you should be able to stream it to your audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can cross stream
Awesome.
at the same
Okay.
time. So we can set that up
Okay.
and be able to do that. That way we can reach even more people because
Yep.
that's what it's about, right?
Yes, sir.
Reaching more people. I think we really need to start bringing in community conversations, and we
Yeah.
can use our audiences to create those community conversations. And
Yeah.
Yes.
when things come along, like because like I see you at every event almost, like I see you everywhere.
Yeah.
So we were showing up in the same spaces, so we could start talking about a lot of the community issues
Yes,
and
sir.
also bringing some other resources around too.
Yeah,
So
well, and I think it's good to have so different of people being on the same page because I think it helps more people to get on the same page. Because I mean, because besides our pretty much our shared goal, Justin, there's not really much that me and you have in common. I mean, from characteristics to, but besides, we're just trying to be better people and do better by the community.
And that we care about Jackson.
Yeah, so it's like I think that in itself is just, I think that speaks volumes. I mean, and I consider you a friend. So I'm sorry if that came out wrong, but I consider you a friend. So
Definitely, and you'll be surprised. We probably have more in common than you actually think. Like,
yeah.
I was mentioning this earlier in the podcast. Like, people are surprised a lot by either like my choice of music that I listen to, or some of my side hobbies. Like, I play with a yo-yo. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, most people wouldn't expect that from me, but I always surprise people with things like that. But what I like about you guys is that even though that we are different and we come from different walks of life, we live in the same community, right?
Yes.
And like Kate said, there is subsections to Jackson, right? We have all of these little cliques and these different communities, and sometimes we don't see ourselves as living and being a part of the same community, right? Yeah, you mentioned you grew up on this side of town, right? You grew up on this side of town. You've seen a lot of our issues. You've seen a lot of our struggles. You've shared a lot of those same struggles growing up, right? But for some reason, we as people, we like to separate ourselves.
I have lived in every corner of Jackson County, and it is so different. Like, I've lived on the east side, I lived on the south side, I lived on the northwest side, I lived on the west side, like Deer Ghetto west side, where it's like cornfields and deer everywhere, and that's it. So I don't know. It's the whole thing.
No, this city's been great. Like me moving here, and I really believe that we could be something like super, because we're kind of like a small big city. So it's we could really do some big things. So
Yeah, I like it that you guys are comfortable everywhere. A lot
Thank
of
you.
people aren't always as comfortable when they go places, especially when it's like a black dominated space. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't feel comfortable. You guys are like my wife. Like, you guys are comfortable wherever. I'm like that too. Like, no matter
Well,
where you put me.
I spoke to this to I forgot who, but and I'll just say I felt more welcomed by your community than and I say yours because you and Akeem, I see you guys together and doing the South. So like, so your guys' community has welcomed me and Katie with open arms, and me and her has been to fundraisers at Lumen Christie with my old boss, and I was a part of that clique, whatever you want to call it, and I did not feel very welcomed. You guys welcomed me, and it really just shows me that it's all about intent and heart, not about color or money. So,
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the best things that I like about Jackson. I came here in 2005, into 2005, and I saw this little tiny community that was just like, mixed
yeah,
here and there, but at the same time, I saw, people that lived in poverty together, and where I'm from, in New Jersey, it's very segregated. So the black and Hispanics live together and, in poverty. And the people that are middle class to upper class, they don't look like us. So there's always this separation of wealth and separation gap between how people live on the East Coast. And when I came here and I saw everybody pretty much lives the same, like, it's pretty much the same. We have all the same life pretty much to a certain extent, if you live on the South Side. And it just drew me to how tight the community was, how small it was, and how everyone knew each other, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I love about Jackson. And, it's a good little town.
yeah, hey man, and like I said, it gives you a big city feel, but it's not very big city. So I mean, so I enjoy that. I enjoy that part of it.
Yep, just fast enough pace, man.
Yep.
So what's next for the podcast for you guys?
Dude, so we got Aiden, so he's gonna kill me.
Aiden Silva.
Aiden Sovo coming from Ann Arbor this Friday. I'm beyond excited to interview him. But also we have Senator Sue Shink coming on in October 13th. So and a couple things just to speak about that is I know their political affiliation. But what I love about it is that I'm just smirking on the inside is because the senator might think that there is some agenda, just, because they're coming on a podcast not knowing what to expect. And I cannot wait to show really that we never have an agenda. That is just her story and why she's a senator. I'm excited to show why we do what we do. Like this is exactly the best time to show that. So
isn't it amazing that you can go from prisoner to painter to interviewing a senator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, or the Chief Pittman episode. Man, that was the cop that arrested me when I almost went to prison back in the day. He that was Chief Pittman of Napoleon was the cop that arrested me.
I don't know. I really enjoyed that we were saying we're a platform for everybody to tell their story and have a voice, and then we ended up getting Joe Exotic. That blew my mind.
That was crazy. I saw that. I was like, I thought it was a Facebook joke at first. I was like, what is that? I'm like, I
almost couldn't believe emailing him in prison. Like I almost couldn't believe it. So.
It was him though. You heard it. It was definitely him.
It was him.
Yes, man. That's amazing, man. And that's why we need these spaces where all stories matter, like I said, because there's something that we can get from any story. I mean, life is just, one thing I've learned about life is like it doesn't come with no instruction manual. Life is not fair. Life is like that box of chocolate. You just randomly get a piece. You never get to choose which kind of piece you get. It's just random. And certain things that people go through, to hear how they go through it and how they're able to come from that, it's just so much that you can get from hearing those type of testimonies, man.
Well, and while you're in the middle of it thinking, there's no way I can make it through this, and then you heard somebody who made it through it. That's hopeful enough for some people. And I mean, as it should be. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, but this person made it to the end of the tunnel. So,
I think the common theme has been resilience.
Yeah. Well, because you know how we ask everybody, what's your definition of success? Everybody's answers is a little different, but surprisingly, none of it I've ever heard has to do with money. It's exactly what Katie said. Some sort of resilience is what their definition of success is.
Man, just you get to a certain point where you realize like the money is just really not, it's not the main thing.
No.
You could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have what you have with Kate, like, what is life, right? What is life? Like, I tell people all the time, like, I could sit here in the same room. Me and my wife are in the same room right now, and she could be playing The Sims, and I could be playing on the computer. Neither one of us talk, but let her get up and be ready to leave somewhere. I'll be like, hey, where you going?
You guys parallel play.
Yeah, parallel.
Yes. And we don't have to talk. I don't need you to talk all the time. I just need you to be there, right?
Yep.
I know that's right.
I know, yeah.
Oh, that's a wonderful blessing, man. That's a wonderful blessing. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time, man. I know this is a night episode, man. We're going to definitely be catching up with some more episodes soon.
Okay.
I'd like to bring you guys back so we can dive deeper into your stories. I didn't want to spoil it all in one episode.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because I think there's so much more that we need to unpack here from you guys' story. But I really wanted to just introduce our community here, Community Soldier, to you guys, right? So tell them how they can find your podcast.
Okay. So on YouTube, pretty much on any platform from TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, it is Prisoner, the number 2 Painter.
No space.
No space, Prisoner 2 Painter. Just type that into any platform, including Spotify, and you will find us.
Yes.
We're working on uploading more stuff to Spotify.
Yep. But the YouTube's packed full. I think 56 different guests, ranging from ex-addicts to cops to businessmen to millionaires to just people who just beat addiction, which is inspiring enough. So
yes, it is. Actually, let's check out your page real quick. Let's see if we can play something real quick. I got a clip off your page. Here we go.
So at birth you named Maisha, and Uni was the nickname. So you were born. What did your mom and dad do? If you don't mind my asking, like work wise.
My mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. Awesome.
And and my dad, he did whatever he had to do.
Awesome.
He did whatever he had to do to provide.
Yeah.
but he was an avid fisherman, so
I
he
know
fished a lot.
Uni is amazing.
I wish he could found a way to make a living.
Yeah, no.
But we're talking about Indianapolis and in Ohio. Like, I mean, it's not like he's got access to the ocean.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
Right?
fish in
You
there.
know, like, what's he want to do?
Oh, geez. So you had a pretty good childhood, would you say?
I would say that's a loaded question, whether I had a good childhood.
That was a good interview.
My childhood was my childhood.
That's like one of the first ones we
it was
did.
filled with
that
many
was a good one,
different
though.
Yeah.
traumatic events, many different challenging events, but there was also joy.
Nice, man. You guys make sure you go check their page out, man. They've got videos loaded up. Go subscribe. I'm already subscribed. Y'all see it. We're going to see first. We're going to make sure that we see all videos when they pop up. Make sure you guys go show them some love on the Prisoner to Painter podcast, man.
And as we tell our guests, we appreciate people growing with us.
Yep.
Yes, we definitely do. We definitely do. Every support, it definitely counts. Before I get you guys out of here, I gotta ask you my question. I always ask my guests when they come on this one question. It's always a Jackson question, and it's always the same. If you had all the money in the world and you could change one thing about Jackson, what would it be and why?
You're thinking hard.
Yeah.
What would I change and why? I would change where they put all the money towards. Instead of accumulating all their funding to one area, I would have spaced it out better, because more than 2 blocks deserve money in this town.
I would put it towards more accessible transportation. This is a huge county. People need to get from the middle of nowhere to downtown.
Buses don't run to TAC after 7. So, I mean, yeah, that's a good one, Katie. Damn, that's a good one.
Yes, great answers, man. Great answers, man. I definitely agree. We definitely need the transportation, man. It's a big, huge issue, man. You nailed that right on the head, man. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Shout out to you guys and all the Prisoner to Painter family. We're looking forward to seeing your episode. When does the next episode come out?
Friday at 5 p.m. That's Aiden Sovo from Ann Arbor.
Friday, man. Make sure y'all tap in, man. Thank you guys, man. We appreciate you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Justin.
No problem. Stay tuned for a word from our sponsor.
Yay!
Quick shout out to today's sponsor, Printer Source Plus in Jackson, Michigan, proudly serving our area since 2006. Printer Source Plus delivers tailored printing solutions from desktop printers and scanners to wide format copiers and shredders from top brands like Epson, Brothers, Samsung, and Kyocera. Over 19 years, they've been your go-to for top quality and affordability. You need to check them out. Why choose them? Their private label ink and toner reduces your cost by up to 50% compared to OEM, backed by a 100% lifetime guarantee. Right now, you're locked into the Community Soldier Podcast, powered by Purpose. Shout out to our sponsor, YPOP Explorers, Young People of Purpose, Jackson, Michigan's powerhouse for young empowerment. Since 2017, YPOP Explorer has been mobilized Jackson's youth through ABCs of success, art, business, culture, and service, driving transformational experience like ground markets, gardens, tech programs, and creative outlets. They've even taken 15 students to Uganda to learn global community building and practices. They have an event coming up September 13th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the MLK Recreation Center. Walk in Delight Fitness Extravaganza, 5K run, fitness demos, health speakers, and grocery giveaways sponsored by Grow Jackson, Drug Free Jackson, YPOP, The Lighthouse Productions. Grandpa told me you lucky to have one friend. Situations in life coming, you gotta trust them. Found out many times in life you can't trust men. So I rolled solo, that process was an adjustment. Friends let you down, not around when you needing them. Only here to take like a child, got you feeding them. better off leaving them like salt, that's the seasoning. Killing black people, that sugar really depleting them. Knowledge over ignorance, rising above predicaments. Fighting for equality, speaking for all the innocence. These drugs they've been giving us, turning our people vigilant. Innocent dissidents, violence is coming imminent. Gotta fall a couple times to learn the lessons faster. Thinking will it matter if I skip a couple